Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the new issue of Pennant, the November 2014 Pennant magazine. Now, before I start talking about Pennant, I'd like to welcome you to this corner of my office. You'll see the tables are all covered in magazines. It's where we sort out much of our very colourful advertising. We advertise in a huge number of magazines. We write articles in a lot of magazines, the political magazines, the resettlement magazines, but the cream of our crop comes to you in the Pennant magazine. We're going to start off with a Hanoverian legacy, and we've got you a really elegant Pennant cover of George II on the battlefield of Dettingen, and a first-class article on the Hanoverian accession to the throne in Britain in 1714. Going on from that, there's quite a lot of stuff of society business to report to you. You'll see in the view from here that the Justice for Widows campaign has actually ended up on the desk of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister personally has to decide whether he's going to be the protector of the Covenant and agree to our demands to harmonise pension schemes, or whether he really doesn't want our votes at the next general election. But going on from there, other society business, we've got the coming of the new chairman, the departure of our old chairman, the away day report. We've got some pension stuff. We always remember that we're a pension fighting organisation, and we've got a very good article on the new single-tier state pension. David Marsh has put it all in what for pensions is simple language, but you'll have to read it 2 or 3 times before you understand it. We've got an article on how the Romans paid pensions, and funnily enough, there's quite a similarity between how the Romans did it and how we do it today. As always, we've got quite a lot of other bits and pieces for you. We've got do-it-yourself weather forecasting. Do you know you can actually tell what the weather's going to look like from the clouds? And we've got Ian Curry, who is the expert at doing that. And if you live in the south of England, Ian Curry will come along to your particular group and give you a very entertaining evening session on weather forecasting. Of course, this is one anniversary, 1714 is another, and next year will be the anniversary of Waterloo, and we'll have another array of articles for Waterloo and the Napoleonic time. We always cover quite a bit of stuff on Europe, and this time we've got some good stuff on the Ukraine. We've got a strategic level article on the Ukraine, and we've also got boots on the ground from a good author of ours who's written for us several times over, Victor von Wilkin, and he's been an observer with OSCE. So he's there, he's been there, he's seen it, he's talked to the people, and he's actually seen how lives have been wrenched apart in that, in Mr. Putin's policy in the Ukraine. Coming back to the First World War, let me just tell you that we do bring you the bits that other people don't bring you. We have the government's line from the Department for Culture, Media and Sport, giving the framework with lots of suggestions as to how to commemorate the First World War. We've got unusual ships of the First World War, and there are lots and lots. It was a time of huge invention, lots and lots of new ships, new aircraft, and we'll be trying to bring you what was the cutting edge of technology in the First World War. We've got an article on that famous poem by John McCrae, In Flanders Fields the Poppies Grow, and of course the assassination happened in Sarajevo. Well, everybody knows about that. Christopher Clark has written about it very, very well indeed. But we're bringing you the history of the bridge. And instead of the picture of me on that bridge, I used to lean on that bridge a lot when I worked in Sarajevo, you've got a picture of Mrs. Morbit carrying this famous old briefcase. So you've got that to look forward to instead of a picture of me in the editorial. We've got the history of the Ordnance Survey in the First World War, because it was a major fillip to military survey, and we've got the First Battle of Ypres from a German point of view. We also bring you a quiz, and you can win a Princess Mary Christmas box by answering that quiz. It's quite a testing quiz, and Hugo Fletcher is the originator of that, and I think you'll find that very interesting. Now, we've got 2 articles on railways. You sense probably in your editor that he is quite keen on railways, having at one stage half rebuilt the railway system of a country. But with the 2 articles, firstly, David Roberts is going to show us the best way of getting yourself round Europe by railway. And that's certainly something that I want to do a bit of in the future, and I hope you will too. Actually, if you do that, make sure you use our travel insurance as you go. So there's a little plug for that. We've got a very good article on the new Defence Centre for Languages and Culture. I went to the royal opening of that, and I must say it's a magnificent institution. I watched people sitting around with Arab instructors practicing not only the language but how to be Arabic speakers, how to act as Arabs in Arabian lands. Interesting, from the ladies' point of view, they're not allowed to join the circle, so the service women who are learning Arabic have to learn to sit out of the circle and wait till one of the men courteously comes to talk to them. A good introduction to the culture as well as the language. What else have we got? Well, we've got lots for you. We've got the home of printing, we've got Eyes Along the Coastline, the National Coast Watch Institution. They're sending us a sit rep, because you remember we did them about 3 issues ago. We explained to you the structure and we're telling you how they're getting on. We've got a little bit of an article on a charity or two. We've got lots for you, and I hope you really enjoy what we've got. But remember, if you do enjoy what we've got, tell us and we'll produce more. If you don't like what we've got, let us know and we'll have a debate with you and work out perhaps what we do next time. You may not like our interview with Nigel Farage, but we've also got a bit of an explanation about how that came about and what we do when we approach politicians and politics. And I hope you'll enjoy reading that as well.